What is up, you savages and hotties? My name is John Fadul. As a teenager, I walked onto a Division I football team and became its starting quarterback as a true freshman. Basically impossible. I'm an online fitness trainer and the author of the novel Daydreams and Nostalgia. Welcome to Fadul World, a place where we don't gossip, a place where we don't take pleasure in the unfortunate events of others. Did you hear what Becky said about Susie? I don't care. We don't give a shit. If you gossip or complain in front of us, we will soft smile at you and let the conversation point pass because we're gentlemen and Wonder Women, all the while thinking to ourselves, yikes, what a delusional idiot. What a bad person. Jealousy is a disease. No one is out to get you. Life is freaking amazing. In this episode, I'm going to explain to you the worst mistake you can make in your late 20s. I'm then going to break down a tweet of mine 400 people bookmarked. Enjoy. Do not make the life-ruining mistake that 80% of guys and girls are making. This is the worst mistake you can make in your late 20s. Do not settle for someone who doesn't fire you up. You should fantasize about your girlfriend around the clock. You should fantasize about busting in her on a tropical island, warm breeze, and moonlight pouring in through the window. You should also fantasize about hosting Christmas parties with her as a hot married couple. You should regularly daydream about being the house that your kids' friends look forward to being at. The safe place where the best parties and cookouts are thrown, where the best movie watchings happen, where there's a badass gym in the garage for once the kids turn 16 and pumping iron becomes the priority. This is the frequency you should be on. You should fantasize about crushing it at work and getting promoted and using your extra money to buy gifts for her. If your girlfriend doesn't fire you up, if these aren't the regular thoughts that flow through your mind on the daily, this is a problem. And it's nothing against her. This is not a red-pilled anti-women press conference. We freaking love women around here. We write novels about them. We fantasize about saving them from bad guys. We wish we could have gone on the journey with Liam Neeson in Taken and been a helping hand. Good luck, motherfucker. This is freaking life, dude. If you don't fantasize about traveling the world with your girlfriend, if you don't think about her when you're lifting weights, if a heavy-ass set of rows doesn't make you think about her back and calves, if smashing heavy-ass sets of dumbbell lunges doesn't make you think about her perfectly shaped booty, what the heck are we doing? You get 90-ish years on this planet. Why are you wasting hers or your time? Do you want your adulthood to be a horrid period of regret? I know you detect the red flags. I know they make your gut rumble. I know you have your means of distracting yourself with the game or cheesesteaks or mindless TikTok to take your mind off the thoughts you have when you detect something is unwell in your connection, in your relationship. I know you see the red flags. Do not think that 30 years from now, you're not going to remember that you saw them now. Do not think you are going to outrun a foundational values-based difference. Do not think you're not going to look back and hate yourself for rushing into a decision, a relationship, a marriage that you don't want and that you knew deep down you didn't want. You deserve better. She deserves better. This is not against her in any way. God bless her. I'm sure she's a great girl. All I'm telling you is, if you aren't right for each other, do not waste each other's time. If a bad weather day doesn't make you daydream about hosting Christmas parties with her, or about hugging her dad on Thanksgiving and spending all night people watching and laughing your asses off, jacked and lean, clean shaven, in a badass turtleneck, hearing stories about what his Friday and Saturday nights were like without cell phones, having the grandest, most wholesome, heartwarming time ever, barely talking to your girlfriend because you're so busy having a great time with her dad and brothers and aunts and cousins who freaking adore you because you're him, because you have excellent habits, because you honor your values and work hard in your career and crush it at the gym. You don't social climb. You tell the truth. You're a great friend. You're generous. You're chill. You never force it in conversations at parties. Are her aunts and female cousins fire hot, by the way? They absolutely are. But that's beside the point. Honestly, can't believe you even asked that. Get your head out of the gutter. If these aren't the thoughts that occupy your mind without you even needing to go out of your way to think them, breaking news, you are not with the right girl. Maybe you think you don't deserve to be with a girl who fires you up like Batman and Catwoman, or Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell, or Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. Maybe you don't think you deserve that level of awesomeness as a couple because your girlfriend in 9th grade didn't treat you like Zac Efron because she wanted to hang out with the juniors because they had cigarettes and driver's licenses and cool parties, or maybe because your family members teased you and tried to make you feel ugly and dumb. But here's the deal, savages and hotties. Life isn't a 1 through 10 scale. Life is binary. Life is a 0 or 1 scale, and everyone is good enough to be a 1. Your best is absolutely freaking good enough. Your really good is literally really good enough. You are either a 0 or a 1, especially as dudes. My lord, savages and hotties, we by no means need to be hot or handsome or good looking for good things to happen to us. It doesn't hurt that Chris Hemsworth looks like an AI-generated Hercules. It doesn't hurt that Brad Pitt is more physically attractive than 75% of the female population. I'm not saying being good-looking puts you at a disadvantage. I'm saying what a blessing it is to be a guy where your life and your value in the world and how everyone treats you isn't linearly dictated by exactly how physically attractive you are. If you're a straight shooting dude who works hard and crushes the gym and crushes it in your career and can bring value to the marketplace and is a fun dude to be around, you're golden. It's a beautiful thing. We're so freaking blessed, it's incomprehensible. For girls, it's definitely not the same. I'm not saying that to make them feel bad. I'm saying that to point out to you savages, to you grateful, generous, gym-loving males out there, you better feel freaking out of this world lucky every day that your life is merit-based and not strictly looks-based. Johnny Manziel ran the world for 18 months. He's kind of ugly. Luke Kuechly is handsome AF, but that's not the reason why he's the hero he is. Saquon Barkley is ironically a gorgeous gentleman, but the reason why he's so many people's heroes, and rightly so, has nothing to do with his looks. Maybe you think you don't deserve awesomeness because adults put that idea into your mind, either directly or indirectly, during childhood, but that is freaking nonsense, dude. Life is a 0 or a 1, and you are good enough to be a 1. Everyone is. Everyone's best, everyone's individual, weird, real, authentic, honest, most get out of your own way self is freaking amazing and absolutely good enough. The only time you become a 0 is if you trick yourself into believing you're a 0 and therefore behaving like one. No one in the Russian mafia is demanding that you eat your way into 60 pounds overweight. No one in the Russian mafia is holding a gun to your head telling you to be sketchy in your communication in your friend's group chat, which ultimately shatters the vibe and gets you excommunicated. No one is forcing you to underachieve in your career. No one is forcing you to participate in bad habits that are keeping you from being awesome, from being who you know deep down you were meant to be, from being a 1, from being the freaking superstar hero, hot, strong, muscular, wealthy, generous, successful, that you know deep down you're capable of becoming. It's okay. You can admit it. You know you're freaking awesome. You know you're destined for something really freaking good. Do not feel like a bad person for admitting that to yourself. Here's the deal. There's more than enough good in this amazing world, in this free country we're blessed to live in, for everyone to have a bangin' time. There is an overwhelming, overflowing abundance of good in this world, in this life. Your victories and your success and your thriving and your happiness has nothing to do with anyone else's. By you believing in yourself, by you believing, I'm the freaking man. I can be really freaking great. I can achieve my freaking dreams. You admitting those things to yourself is not putting anyone else down. It's not a competition. The only competition is between you and you. The competition is you versus you to get out of your own way and spend your time on people and activities that fuel you and energize you and make your life better. The gym, the work you put in on your career, the awesome times with your true friends, your real friends, not just the people you front run with, not just the people who you can't have fun with unless you're gambling or doing blow. Breaking news, those aren't your real friends. God bless them. You can still have awesome net positive relationships with those people, but understand the sooner you separate from them, peacefully, amicably, zero hard feelings whatsoever, the better your life will get. The competition is you versus you to become the best you. And that is life. Again, zero hard feelings against whatever girl you might be thinking about right now, or whatever girl is in your life that you are applying this information to and stacking these thoughts on. This is not a bash session. This is nothing against the girl in your life or any girls in the world. This is just real observations that you need to consider if you don't want to fuck up your life or hers. This is not you versus her. This is not us versus her. This is about living happily. If you currently have a girlfriend, ask yourself, does she fire you up? Does she rev your freaking engine? Does she make you hard on sight when you see her standing in her underwear at the kitchen sink, or standing in her dress or skirt at the bar? Do you fantasize about holding her waist, planting kisses on her back, and stuffing her from behind? With all the love in the world, 100,000% respectfully. If not, this is not a decision or relationship or marriage that is going to end well. Does your girlfriend make you want to eat clean and go psycho in the gym and crush it in your career? When you daydream about your wildest, truest, best self, is that version of you dating her? If not, break up with her. Stop wasting both your time. Yes, it will be terrifying. It will be daunting. It will be so uncomfortable, you might think you're gonna freaking burst. It will be so dauntingly scary and uncomfortable that you cannot even foresee what life will be like on the other side of it. You will not be able to conceive of what your life even is. You will not be able to project what it feels like even being you. However, it will save your life. Maybe that's what's been keeping you from separating from her in the past. Maybe you've detected the red flags or had unsettling thoughts that you decided to bury because you're afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of making what you know is the right decision, the tough decision, but what is keeping you from making the decision that you know you need to do, that you know you want to do, that you're wasting precious months and years of your life by not doing, is because the fear of not knowing what your regular weekly and weekendly routine will be, the fear of not having the convenient sex to fall back on, maybe that is what is keeping you in the lukewarm, not great, but not bad position of comfort. But if you turn 90 one day and you look back on your life after regretting the past 65 years of it, and you must face the brutal truth that you chose comfort over the life that you could have had, the life that was right there for the taking, calling your name, that you didn't have the balls to reach out and grab for yourself, that is a gut-pitting void of regret that you should be striving consciously to avoid at all times. Why are you complaining like a whiny little bitch when someone your age is working 16 hours a day in a factory for less than $1? You live in America. The hottest, best, most Wonder Woman-like women in the world also live in America. You can level up your entire life just by going to the gym. You can communicate with your friends from anywhere in the world in less than a second. iMessage. The message leaves your phone to a satellite in outer space, then back down to Earth, and it tells you when it gets delivered, so you aren't waiting indefinitely like it's 2007 on your LG chocolate or NV2. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. The fact you're alive right now is a 1 in 500 trillion miracle, and your existence happened to happen at the same time as Coldplay and Paramore and True Detective and Christopher Nolan movies. You have eyesight, and you can read, and you can walk, and you're alive. Whatever problem you have that seems so important, it's fucking not. It's legitimately freaking ridiculous how heavily we hit the lottery. We live in a free country in the age of the internet. There are YouTube videos of your heroes, 3 hours long, getting asked the exact questions you would want to ask them. Getting asked questions that you didn't even know were the questions you should be asking them, the answers of which are going to lead you to the next banger realization, or awakening, or project idea, or motivation that keeps you going for the next 30 days until you get out of the funk that you may be in. Motivation that hits because it's real. That is the world you live in. That is your life. There are 8+ billion people on this planet. Only 330 million of them were born in America. If you were not born here, you would be working a manual labor job, and all your great ideas and creativity and love for life would be wasted. The world would never know. You'd be in a mine, hacking rocks into littler rocks, destroying your lower back, doing dreadfully boring tasks in a factory, being a cog in a machine. No personality, no social life, no one cares about you. That is the harsh reality for the majority of the world. How many Isaac Newtons have we potentially missed out on? How many Sylvester Stallones are out there but don't have YouTube or cinema or any means of being awakened to the incredible potential they're carrying with them at all times? Not you, you lucky, handsome son of a gun. You won the freaking lottery. You live in America. So do the hottest women in the world. There are 1 million women in America that you would happily make your beloved wife, glowing with self-respect, in shape, crushing it in their career, put together. Green flags everywhere, professional grade skincare routines and pre-bed routines, crushing hard Pilates classes, then going to work where they've done the next 10 days worth of work already because they're that with it. They're that sharp. These are the women you're surrounded by. If that doesn't fire you up to be the freaking hero you can be if you sack up and get around to it, then you need to schedule an appointment with your doctor. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. The odds of you being alive at this point in time, in this country, blessed by this internet, watching this video through the device that you're lucky enough to have in your life, that is freaking preposterous. I understand gratitude isn't cool. I understand that if you are positive and grateful and you do not gossip or complain in a conversation with someone, they freak the fuck out. They literally twitch and go semi-berserk. Complaining and bitching and moaning and gossiping and being negative is so hardwired into our culture that if you just calmly appreciate how dumbfoundedly amazing being alive is, it breaks their brain. But just because everyone is behaving a certain way doesn't mean you have to. Do not drink the poison. Do not inhale the poison that you can't see but you know is there. Life is freaking amazing. It should give you chills. You won the game, savages and hotties. You're alive. You can level up your entire life just by going hard in the gym. It's a beautiful deal. One summer I was walking my college campus with a young woman I had a daunting, terrifying, life-consuming crush on, and she said something to me that I will never forget. We were walking by our school gym, and she said to me, "Boys have it so easy. They can just go to the gym and everything about their life gets better." And she was 100,000% right. She wasn't saying it in a complaining tone. She wasn't saying it in a woe is me, girls have it so hard. Her tone was very matter of fact. It was simply observing that if you're a dude in America and you're able-bodied, you can level up your entire life just by going hard in the gym. The gym is a merit-based system where you are rewarded exactly for what you put in. Where else in the freaking world can you point to and say that that definitely exists? You stack yourself with 25 pounds of lean muscle, you shred the 25 pounds of body fat that you know is keeping you from the life that you wish you had, your entire world is different. Women give you attention, your girlfriend enjoys grabbing your arms while you're smashing 100% respectfully, men treat you better, you get promoted even when you aren't exactly 100% deserving of it yet, which is fine. You can catch up as you go. Be a hard worker, be very thankful. Your girlfriend's older brothers look forward to being your beer pong partner. They get fired up when they hear you're coming over. John's coming over? Let's fucking go. I love that guy. Because you've shown to them you have discipline, you don't mind going hard, and your habits and values are in the right place. You are a walking green flag if you are in shape. What do I mean by in shape? I am not talking 0% body fat, jamming steroids in your ass cheek, spending 5 hours a day in the gym, eating chicken and broccoli every meal, throwing a hissy fit if you don't get your protein in exactly a specific window after lifting. That isn't hot. That isn't cool. That is unwell. I'm talking Ryan Gosling from The Place Beyond the Pines. I'm talking Jason Momoa from Aquaman, depending on your body type. I'm talking 3 lifts a week, 50 minutes at a time. I'm talking eating healthy 90% of the time, which is freaking fun anyway. There should be no such thing as a diet. You should always be on a diet. Eating healthy should be your default. Eating for pleasure is freaking stupid. Eating for pleasure is the same thing as masturbating. When a group of people are circled up, putting food into their mouth, nomming, like cows and pigs at a farm, saying, "This is so good, this is so good," on repeat. Eating for taste is the same thing as masturbating. It's the same thing as jerking off. It's the same thing as the late night doom scrolling. It's the same thing as the sketchy hookup with the girl you know isn't wife material, who you feel empty and destroyed from after banging. It seems like such a good idea, and it always lets you down. The reason eating for taste doesn't get reprimanded or scolded the way masturbating does is because eating for taste is making very bad people very, very rich. I don't want to get too deep into this. Why do you think fast food is so cheap? Why do you think porn is free? As a dude, you can smash weights in a gym where pop throwbacks are jamming over the loudspeakers, and other strong dudes who are about the same things as you, who are probably going to play the same Luke Combs song in their car on the ride home, where stunning, mouth-watering, yoga-thick baddies are prancing. Everyone is in a good mood. Everyone is high, naturally. Everyone is in an uplifted emotional state. Upper body muscle soreness is better than being high on drugs. You wake up and you feel great about it the next day. Lifting weights, smashing the gym, going hard in the gym is the greatest hobby, the greatest activity, the greatest investment you can make in yourself. It feels awesome while you're doing it, and it feels awesome the next day, and the next week, and the next month after that. It's all good. It's all a green, compounding, virtuous cycle. And that is what the young woman I had a crush on was pointing out. If you're a dude, you go to the gym, you stack yourself with lean muscle, you put yourself in a great uplifted emotional state. You let the lifting you're doing roast any excess body fat you don't want by way of the speeding up it does to your metabolism, which is why John Cena who doesn't do any cardio, stays lean and shredded and jacked out of his mind year round. John Cena might not be the look you're going for, which is completely understandable. He's way too big, but the principle is what's important to remember. The more muscle mass you have, the faster your metabolism moves. The faster your metabolism moves, the more fat your body burns. Meaning, you can look dialed without having to do cardio if you don't like cardio. Cardio isn't bad. Cardio isn't the devil. But understand, you don't need to do it if you want to look great. The psychotic running that David Goggins does is not for his physique. It's for his mind, which is great. That's badass. If you like doing cardio, if watching Rocky win the title at the end of Rocky 2 and screaming, "Yo, Adrian, I did it," gives you chills and makes you want to rattle off a badass set of hill sprints, or grab the battle ropes and smash them into oblivion like a happy savage, freaking go for it. But understand, you can lose all the weight you want and build all the muscle you want without doing any cardio, without scheduling yourself regular cardio that you dread, that you don't look forward to, that ruins your day in anticipation of when you know you have to run after work. You're not looking forward to that 50 minutes of anxiety on the stationary bike. Amazing news. You don't need to do cardio if you don't want to. If it's something you like doing for the sake of doing it, if you like the high it brings you mentally, freaking rock on, dude. But understand, it's not a requirement to lose weight or build muscle. The gym is a golden opportunity you have to absolutely level up your life and put yourself in a happy ass mood while you're doing it. If you are an able-bodied male in America and you are not maximizing the ridiculous opportunity the gym presents your life, you are a freaking fool, dude. You're either freaking stupid and you just don't get it, or, more likely scenario, you don't want to admit that you want that. Other people are keeping you from going hard at the gym. The social life that you have to maintain for some reason is keeping you from the gym grind. What you're afraid people would say about you behind your back if you skipped Tuesday night wings or Wednesday night regular season NBA game or dumb strip club that you don't want to go to. I implore you, as if I was your 75-year-old self traveling back in time for the day, to offer you insight that will make the rest of your life go as great as possible. Crush it at the gym. Make the gym your best friend. Make the gym that healthy, awesome activity and investment that you look forward to, and that is the foundation for how you go about your life. When you're in a bad mood, gym. When you're in a great mood, gym. That's the perfect time to humble yourself and ground yourself in a badass workout. Things aren't going well at work, gym. You feel undervalued, gym. Bored, gym. You don't want to go to the dumbass nightclub, but you also don't want to sit in your apartment and stare at the wall thinking about the fun your mind is tricking you into thinking you're missing out on, gym. Thursday night, gym. Big party or important event, whether that's meeting your future father-in-law for the first time, or an interview, or a project you're working on that you want to be in your best, crispest, happiest, most joyful, sharpest, idea-flowing state, gym. You can level up your entire life by crushing it at the gym. And if you're watching this, saying to yourself, "I'm 30, I'm so old," shut the fuck up. 30 is so freaking young. 45 is young. Have you seen what Andrew Huberman and Demi Moore are up to? So the gym grind you've been putting off, or the project that has been calling your name, the thing you daydream about when you're sober, that you don't tell other people about because you don't think they'd react favorably, the thing that maybe you should have started 5 years ago, and now it's too late. Nonsense. You're old when you're old in your own head. When society and its unwritten rules and people around you in your life who are following the status quo tell you to be old, and you obey for some stupid, preposterous reason. You're old when you decide to be old, when you give up. Shame on you for being able-bodied and having physical abilities that a lot of people in this world would do anything to have, even as basic as walking, seeing, hearing, the use of your hands to put together your dinner or to type on a computer or to hold your crush in your arms after saving her from a bad guy. You are so freaking blessed, it's preposterous. You are so up, it is out of this world. I'm not saying that to make you feel guilty. I'm not labeling you as privileged. You should not feel bad about that whatsoever. You should feel freaking lucky and motivated and inspired to be your best and understand you're not in a competition with anybody else. You're in a competition with you to be the best you, just like the gym. There is no such thing as not being good at the gym. When I hear people say that, I wonder what the fuck was wrong with their dad. There is no such thing as not being good at the gym. There is no such thing as not being strong enough. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing at the gym. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or expert. What matters is that your strength is increasing. What matters is that you are getting stronger at each exercise you're performing every month. Muscle is built and fat is burned when your strength increases. Therefore, you are literally not in a competition with anyone else. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing at the gym or how much weight is on the bar or not. The competition is you versus you 90 days ago. We are so lucky. It's freaking incomprehensible. We live in America in the age of the internet with Ryan Gosling and McConaughey and Brad Pitt and Jessica Biel and Kim Kardashian and Saquon Barkley and John Mayer carrying the torches, Andrew Huberman, Joe Rogan, Graham Hancock, J.K. Rowling, sharing wildly helpful insight and inspiration, sharing their wealth spiritually and informationally for us to benefit from. Life is freaking amazing. Why are you complaining like a whiny little bitch when you live in America in the age of the internet with an iPhone in a 13.8 billion year old universe that your life happened to overlap with Adele and Future and Friday Night Lights and The Office? You are so freaking lucky, it's amazing. That should not make you feel bad or guilty or privileged. That should make you feel lucky, and it should give you chills. Life is amazing.